What's going on, YouTube? Modeling Nut back at you with the next update and the Marty Robbins 1972, 71, 72 Dodge Charger build. So let me lock that in so you can see it. So I've got all of the contingency decals in and on. I'll be honest, there are 3 decals that were near to impossible to get a hold of to actually build this as close to the original as I can. There's a couple of things that I'll note that makes it a little off to the original car, but first one is the Kim Guard. That decal, as far as I'm aware, I was only able to find it in the Power Slide Bobby Allison number 12 set that they put out a couple of years ago. It's not the updated set. I don't believe that one has the Kim Guard, but that contingency decal is definitely a difficult one to get a hold of if you're wanting to build, again, the more famous photo of this car on the high banks. I think it was of Nashville. So the other one that's a little bit easier to get a hold of, but still not really like super easy, is Purelator blue and red decal here. That one is available in a few sets. Primarily, I think the AJ Foyt, David Pearson, and Donnie Allison Purelator cars. They have them. I think this one I got out of a Wood Brothers set that I wasn't going to need for Torino that I was building, so was able to swipe it from there. The one decal, this Royal Triton, that is on the nose here, this decal by far is the most difficult one to get a hold of. Granted, I'll be honest, it's been about 2 weeks worth of searching of just different pictures and stuff like that to find it, and there's, as far as I can tell, there's only 2 sets that were ever produced that had that that contingency decal. The one that I actually swiped this from is the number 11 of Buddy Baker. The number 11 car 11 decal set that Powerslide put out. That one has it, and again, that's the one that I took it off of. The only other set that I found that had it was yesterday's Red Farmer set. So beyond that, the rest, pretty easy to get a hold of. I do wish that I had realized it at the time, but the Union 76 on this side needed to be a larger decal. I went ahead and got the right one on this side. I took it from the actually the other Marty Robbins decal set, 224. Went ahead and grabbed it off of his number 22 car up here, or what would normally be the number 22. I have another decal set for that car when I go to build it, so I was able to swipe it. But the decal is just a little bit larger for the Union. Pushed everything and put it in about the right spot. I wish I had the Goodyear just a little bit farther forward, but again, close enough for rock and roll, given the fact that, again, the Kim Guard, even though it's difficult to get a hold of, is actually too large. It needs to be about the size of the Champion decal here to be the proper size for that. But again, it was such a pain to get a hold of. I was just happy to find one, period, to get on. The others, this one also is a little bit on the large side for the Dayco contingency decal there. Wish I would have had a little bit of a smaller one, but yeah. Again, they're, it's close enough to the original to where I'm happy with it. But just if anybody else is wanting to build this car in the future and you want to build it as accurate as you can, just know a couple of the contingency decals are gonna be a pain to get a hold of if you want to build the car as it was on the track. Went ahead and also, I didn't have the hood pins. I wanted to save the ones that were on the set for the Dodge Charger when I go to build that for him, for his car. So I went ahead and grabbed these. These were off of an old Tiny Lund set. That's why they're actually chromed. I think once I get the clear coat on and stuff like that, it should mat them down just a little bit. Those are probably not going to be prototypical for this because it's probably been a flat aluminum instead of the high glossed chrome. But overall, happy with how this thing came out. again, with the overall paintwork, the decals and everything like that. So I'm going to give these decals about a day here, let them set in, and then I will be getting the lovely clear coat onto this body, and then polishing any rough spots out, as you always get with clears. At that point, I'll come back in, retouch up the interior with the aluminum, just to get that, and then we'll basically be ready. While that obviously is drying, I'm going to go ahead and be finishing up the work on the chassis. Just a little dry fitting here of the roll cage and everything. I'm not sure how I like this here. I need to look at a couple of other reference photos for the aluminum to see if I actually like that for the interior. So I may actually redo that a little bit. Engine looks pretty good. I'm going to have to obviously get the front on, the valve covers. Probably going to go ahead and do a little bit of wiring with it, just to get it wired up. And then I obviously have all the suspension still to go on the front. So still got quite a bit of work to go on this thing. I also went ahead and painted a piece of plastic card here, aluminum. I'm going to try this because I could not get the doors to be filled in all the way. So I'm going to take this little 10 thousandths piece of styrene, put the door handle decals on, set them in, and then glue those onto the body. Cut them out and glue them onto the body. So that'll be kind of the next step before I get the gloss on and things like that. So we do have the front tires. They are all done. I went ahead and opted to repaint the whole thing on all four of them, just to kind of get them uniform. Painted the green or white first, green second, and then carefully masked around with the flexible Tamiya tape. And then used just a piece of masking tape like this. Had to use two. Probably if you were going to do it correctly, I'd say use like 3 or 4 little tiny pieces. Just makes it a lot easier around to then get the center hub, and that actually worked really nicely. It looks really, really good. So happy with how the wheels came out. Went ahead and then just threw a little bit of panel line accent color, dark brown, just to dirty them up, make them look a little bit road grimed and things like that. But so yeah, that's roughly what the chassis will look like here, probably within the next week or so. So yeah, if you guys are liking the content, I know you guys have been starting to comment more. Thank you very much for that. Any other questions or comments, definitely feel free to post them down below, and I try to answer them as relatively quickly as I can. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.